this life. This shit too real to fantasize. You know them always just waste my time. So now I wake up and get on flights. They all love me, I'm not surprised. My bitch call me, I'm still alive. Why y'all stalling, man? You ain't tried. Y'all strong, I goddamn the hype. And tell me what's your vibe.
Bienvenidos. Welcome back to the Take City podcast. This is episode 2. Today's May 23rd. And lay bum, lay choke artist, lay fraud, lay Mickey, lay bubble, lay is fucking washed as hell. Jokic is the man. Jokic is the best player in the world. It's not even close at this point. Jimmy's playing out of his mind, but not there whatsoever. I just wanted to go quickly on this, but the two-man game, the Nuggets run between Murray and Jokic is the funniest thing to watch in all of basketball because it works all the time. But there was one possession. I think it was in the second quarter, I want to say. It's just, and this happens obviously all game, but it's just Jokic and Murray have 3/4 of the half court to themselves. And Bruce Brown, I think it was MPJ, and maybe Aaron Gordon are all just hiding out in the corner. They have no business touching the ball until it catches, unless they catch it wide open for a three, which, by the way, they hit it at a 60% rate, according to, where was that from? I think that was from Ryan Russillo's podcast, which is crazy. 60% on open threes. Like, you can't expect to lose like that. Lakers season is over. I feel bad for AD. He joined up with this superstar LeBron guy, thinking, dynasty's coming. They get the most fake championship in the history of sports and then don't do anything else for the rest of their time together, which really stinks. And obviously they might have another year in them, and they improved their roster this year. But if you think they're working that magic again, you're a crazy person. I said to some of my friends, I think it would have been summer of 2021 that if LeBron won another Finals MVP, then I would have to put him as the GOAT. Knowing that wouldn't happen ever again, which it won't. So good job, Brendan. If he wants, he can be like the third best player on one of those teams. But LeBron's career as far as a superstar is over. That was solidified today. He's still dropping big points, but it's basically like Bradley Beal big points, or maybe a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander big game type thing, where the team's not going to really end up doing too great. The other thing I wanted to hit on quickly before we jump into this interview with Jack Riley today, or not interview, but just hanging out with Jack Riley, is Melo retired, one of my favorite basketball players of all time, as we touch on in this interview. Man, the corner shot, the mid-range game will never be the same without Melo innovating it every year, and Hoodie Melo, and provides so much comedy, that guy. I mean, just one of my favorite guys, and he never really played for a team that I was rooting for, but except for maybe the Blazers at the end a little bit. But thank you, Melo. Stay mellow. Let's get into the interview with Jack Riley. All right, welcome back, Take City, episode 2, with our first guest in the history of the podcast. One of I'll do it. Just shut up. I'll do a quick intro. So this is John Riley, aka a million other things. Boris, primarily one of the wettest snipers in the history of Lake Geneva court basketball, as well as a former dirty 2K player back in the day. Still gross at shell though, and all around like average guy. Jack Riley, here we go.
All around average. Wow, that's how we're starting? Are you kidding me?
No, I'm kidding. Jack's one of the OGs. taught me everything I knew.
Come on, I'm taking time out of my day to be here. This you should be.
Taught me everything I know music wise.
There you go. I'll take that. How are we doing?
So Jack, we're good. We wanna talk Bears. We started off the podcast on a very somber note, talking about the C's last night, and I need a little bit of hope here. So if you wanna, what's been your favorite thing? Obviously, the Bears season was so bad, but we as Bears fans live in a perennial state of optimism and lost optimism and hope. So what's something from this offseason that you've taken away as something that's going to be a good thing?
I mean, I'm just gonna start out. Big shout out to Ryan Poles. I mean,
The man,
about
the goat.
talk about the goat exactly. Talk about a guy that comes in and just whips everything into shape. I mean, you know, being a Bears fan my whole life, diehard Bears fan. You know, watching through Ryan Pace and just all the shit that he went through, and just kind of tossed around random picks, and
Yeah.
coming towards draft nights, you're never too excited to look at the TV and see what the fuck up's going to be this year. So for Ryan Poles to be in the office, it's just one big blanket over, like, of protection almost over your head, and
Yeah.
you actually get excited to watch the draft and see what he's going to do. And he's been making moves over the offseason. I mean, DJ Moore, we basically just fleeced the Panthers' whole future. I mean, they absolute fleece job. Couldn't have written it any better. And when I saw it on paper, I was like, this has to be a joke. I made sure it was actually like reported by someone very trusted, and sure enough, it was, and it's actually happening.
And we got the guy who was protecting Hendon Hooker at Tennessee, which is
Darnell
not a
Wright.
bad thing.
I mean,
Big
I was
dude.
a little skeptical just because we could have gotten the best player in the draft at 9, and it was tough to see us move back and end up going for an offensive lineman, which is awesome because we need protection for Fields, and Fields is the guy. I can't wait for him to just go crazy.
The two priorities were protecting Fields and getting him guys to throw the ball to, and he showed that was the priority by investing the most valuable asset you could have in football in those two things.
Yeah. And D line, we definitely need to stack up on our defensive end, but honestly, I think they did a great job this offseason. My favorite part, which is a little bit of a hot take, I don't know, might be the best signing we've had over the offseason, and I think it's Tremaine Edmonds in the middle linebacker position. That guy, he's everything Chicago's about. Just a ground, just hits hard, knows how to read the quarterback. He's a ball hawk. Just a total stud, and I'm so excited to see him in the navy blue and orange.
I mean, if you're gonna piss like a puppy, you might as well just stay on the porch. Tremaine's not a pup. I'll tell you that.
He definitely has the dog in him. That's for sure. He's got the Rottweiler in there for sure.
I've seen the X-rays. Believe me.
Yeah. I mean, from the Bills, I mean, I've always just been a huge fan watching him. I love his game, the way he operates. Controls his defense.
Yeah. Nice man guy too.
Oh, great. Yeah. And he's got a great smile. Great smile. You're looking for that.
That's what we're looking for. When we're signing LBs,
yep.
They either gotta have the meanest mug ever or like a bright smile.
Yep,
no in between.
Exactly. I mean, it gets cold in Chicago, so you got to bring the bright smiles to the pressers, and we love to see that. It's
Lord knows Jack Riley's brought many a smile to the freezing temperatures around Gwinnett, Illinois.
You're damn right.
Okay, so obviously everyone's pretty in favor of almost everything that Poles did. How do you feel about Flus?
I can't. In my opinion, you can't really.
But I know, you have to. What would you say?
So I liked his schemes better than watching anyone else that's been in the Bears coaching position, starting from going all the way back to Tressman. I think that's when the offense started to blow up.
My boy.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking, taking a Canadian football player or coach and throwing.
Really, can I tell a quick story on that?
Yeah.
So one time I was in an Uber with a guy who said he frequently drove around. I forget who. It was somebody who was on. It was like some not great linebacker who was on that team, one of the freshman teams, and he basically said that, like, after like a bad loss, he would address the team like facing the wall, like with his back to the entire team.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a man.
No, I knew that actually, and I think that was one of the reasons he got the boot, actually, because they figured that out pretty early in his.
Hey, but he's doing great in the XFL, I hear, or no, maybe he was in the league that folded. I forget.
I don't know. He was in the Colorado
don't
Colorado Canadian Football League and whatever. We don't have to talk about that bust. We can
Nobody cares about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let that into the past. We're leaving that behind because we got bright future, and it starts with
back to Flus.
Yeah, back to Flus. So I mean, his schemes are great. It's more along the lines of keeping fields protected for a certain amount of time, where our guys are going to be able to get open, and he has someone to throw to, not just one person. So I think, looking forward, and his defense is great coming out of Indianapolis. I mean, he had such a great defense there, and he's bringing sort of the same ideas to the defensive end. And like I said, I can't wait to see Tremaine Edmonds in the Bears jersey. I feel like he's going to be such a stud and know exactly what Flus wants, and he'll put it out there for he'll make sure everyone's in check.
My hope is that as he's coaching for longer as a head coach, he kind of, because I feel like he has a sense of the type of guys that fit into his scheme that he's had for a while, but like in terms of building the culture in the building and the type of character guys that you want, I feel like your sense of that only gets better as you go along. So hopefully more time will just give them more opportunities. And obviously we have a lot more, assets to play with at this point than we probably ever had.
For sure.
So that gives us opportunities to get guys that are not only like talented and good with scheme, but also like fit what we're trying to do in terms of the direction of the organization.
For sure. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, I'm excited to see what he's going to do this year now that he has more availability to work around, and hopefully everyone stays healthy. I mean, that's the biggest thing. If one player gets hurt, that whole scheme kind of goes down. So staying healthy is a huge thing, and I'm really excited to see what he's doing.
I personally love Luke Getsy.
Yeah,
I think he's a great play caller, and like I could honestly see him being like head coach in 3 years if like the defense like goes to shit or something.
Yeah, I mean, I hope Flus is the right call.
I'm not calling for his job by any means. I'm just saying, like, I think I think if he's not a head coach with us, he'll probably get poached like somewhat soon, especially if Fields has like a true breakout year.
For sure. I couldn't agree more, honestly. I'm excited for this year. It's going to be so awesome. And drafting Roshan Johnson, I think, is awesome for Bears fans.
Okay, wait. Can I do it real quick? I have to do a reading of the names of the guys that the Bears drafted because it is phenomenal.
Yeah.
1 second. All right. Number 1. We got what's his name?
Darnell Wright.
Darnell Wright, decent name, nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest I'm not going to go in order. We got a Gervon Dexter Sr. That's the Florida big man in the middle.
Yep.
I can already see myself with a Dexter jersey, and like I hope he's one of those like big O line or D lineman who goes like number 2 or like something crazy,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can see that.
And then we got a Tyreek Stevenson, but it's spelled Tyrique,
mm-hmm.
which is, I guess, is like cool. And then we got
fancy.
Is Travis Bell is he the Cincinnati receiver? Or is it? No, wait.
No,
Tyler Cincinnati Scott. Receiver.
Tyler Scott.
Tyler Scott is nice. Tyler Scott could be like a Darnell Mooney 2.0, like just based on everything I've seen from him is like, oh, this guy's like really fast and shifty, but like hasn't really put it all together. That sounds exactly like Darnell Mooney coming out of Tulane.
I could see that, but I also, I worry about maybe another, what's his name, Velus Jones. Just that fast guy.
But I mean, at this point, man, we got the whole core. We got everybody can catch balls. We got
it's DJ
Moore. DJ Moore. We got Claypool, which I always forget that he's even on the team.
Yep.
Darnell, Cole Kmet, Big Bob Tanyan, Velas. I think we still have Equinemius. This guy, and I don't think we needed anybody else ever, do we?
No, I think you just named them all. I mean, their core is great. It's really good that we have that one stud, DJ Moore, just really drawing eyes to the whole defense, and I feel like it'll be
because I feel like
to find the open guy.
I feel like Darnell I feel like Darnell was like starting to thrive in the slot, and then as soon as it was like automatic number one guy, and he started getting guys like Jair Alexander and like whatever Xavier Howard covering him, then it kind of went to shit, or like Darius Slay, whatever.
Right,
But
because there
if
was just
he's
nowhere for Fields to go with the ball.
and and if he's the slot guy, everybody always was saying when we were all going to bat for saying that Darnell Mooney's wide receiver one, which looking back, he was not. Like he's like a pretty good. I love Darnell Mooney. He's like a decent wide receiver too, I would say.
I mean,
But
back then,
a good
like
one.
2 years ago, he definitely was our wide receiver one.
No, he was our wide receiver one, but like
Right.
around the league, you wouldn't consider him.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But now he's our third guy, and he can just chill in the slot. Claypool can go up the big balls. So can Jay, and he can also make anybody miss in the league, like after or before the catch. So yeah, I'm super excited. And in the backfield, the only good thing that the Bears organization has done well consistently is know when exactly to move on from running backs.
Yeah.
Every 3 years, we got a new guy comes in. It's Khalil Herbert right now. He'll ball out this year, and then it'll start to be a little bit more Roshan next year, and then Roshan will take over, and then we'll let him go, restart the process.
Right.
Which
yeah, I agree that. I mean, their running game has always been top of the league. That's Chicago style football right there. I mean, ground and pound.
And the O-line, the O-line. If the O-line did anything well last year, we kind of run blocked very well.
No,
at least
I
at the
agree.
beginning of the year.
Yeah, I mean, you saw Fields running for his life, but the holes were there for him. So I mean, they definitely
and this guy Roshan looks like Damian Pierce, like 2.0.
Oh, he's way bigger.
Like Garrett Blunt, like he's a fucking monster.
Yeah. I mean, because from Kansas, just watching him in the Big 12 for the last 3 years, I mean, this guy is a beast. If Bijan Robinson, of course, like big name, but he was his backup, and I honestly think like if Bijan wasn't there, he would have won Heisman. Roshan.
I always love a guy, a running back especially, who is like behind like the big dog, who's had like been a 5-star his whole life. And like I don't know if Roshan was like super highly recruited or anything like that, but there's always a chip on the shoulder that comes with a guy like that, which I love.
Yeah, I mean his numbers, if you look at them, were just absurd last year, and he only got like 8 touches a game. So I mean, this guy's a true stud. I'm pumped that the Poles found him
and we got like Travis Homer or something else, and maybe one other guy. I think
Ebner.
Abner. No, fuck. I mean Abner stinks, but
yeah. I mean he's a third down back, just a big body, get over the first line. So I mean. No complaints there.
No complaints at all. Offense looks great. Defense, I like the secondary a lot. Linebackers obviously need some work. Edmonds help there, and then D line is a work in progress, which I'm not that impressed about.
I think our only issue on defense is the defensive line. I mean, our linebackers, we just got Edwards from Philly as well.
Yeah, and Edmonds. Yeah.
That little tag team, I think, is going to be great.
True.
And they just embodied Bears football. I mean, it's like they're ready to go. I love it.
Yeah,
that's the name.
I'm so goddamn pumped.
I know it's finally
week one is Packers, right?
Yep.
They actually just as we're talking right now, Schefter just tweeted that the draft in 2 years is going to be at Lambeau.
Really?
It's crazy. Yeah.
So yeah, we might be going to that.
Very, very, very possible. Yeah. Okay. Main reason you're on, as much as we love our beloved Bears, and we'll do a little Cubbies at the end. But Jack Riley is somewhat of a connoisseur of the sport of hockey, and I am not. Ever since the Hawks kind of fell off and the organization became a complete dumpster fire, and it just so happens that we had the first pick in the draft and are locked into the best prospect since Patrick Kane, maybe, or since Connor McDavid.
Sidney Crosby.
Since McDavid, really? McJesus?
You could say McDavid too, but
okay.
The hype hasn't been this much.
Out of respect for my boy McDavid, I'll go McDavid.
Sure.
I don't know anything about him. I still haven't seen any highlights.
Really?
Take the floor. Give me everything.
All right, wait. So, I mean, I can't believe you haven't even seen any highlights. I feel like it's all that's been posted for the past month or so. But yeah, so I mean, really exciting. So basically, I don't know if you know how the lottery works for the NHL, but so it goes by record of like obviously the worst team gets the best percentage to get the first.
Yeah, I'm sure it's the same as basketball, right?
Well, I think for basketball, don't the first three get the same amount,
They
the
get
same
14.
percentage?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they used to have a different where it was like
right.
25 for the first one.
So yeah, it's like that. It's first
Yeah.
pick, it's like 25%, and it's
That's the
13.
better way to that's the better way to do it,
So
honestly.
Hawks finished third to last, and we had an 11% chance to get the first overall pick. And I was saying it all year. I was like, we need to tank for Bedard. You know, like this needs to be done right. And that I'm not gonna lie, they did a horrible job tanking. It might have been one of the worst tanks I've ever seen. Second half of the year, sort of dished out everyone that was contributing and really made it like a shitty hockey team, which was like a good thing because we wanted to lose games, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, we could have gone dead last. I think three times at the end of the year we could have lost to go dead last, but we won those games or went to overtime, so we got a point. Um, and it was scary, but sure enough, the Hawks move up from 3-1, and we're getting this guy Conor Bedard, who is a absolute stud. He's changing the game. It's like I would compare him to Steph Curry and the
Really?
shot and
What's the aspect of hockey that is like a 3-point shot that he adds? I
so
guess
it's called a toe drag release, and basically he's pulling the puck towards him as he's shooting it, so there's less of a angle for the goalie to see where the puck's about to come from. And so he and players around the NHL are talking about his shot like they've never seen anything like it. So it's revolutionizing the game. And I mean, let's talk about this kid for a second. He's 17 years old.
Okay, so the first real quick, the first word that comes to mind is yucky, based off that quick description.
Yucky.
Yucky, as in like gross, disgusting.
Yeah, he's grotesque.
Yes.
He's grotesque. Yeah, without a doubt. But yeah, let's talk about it for a sec. So this kid's 17. All right, he won the World Juniors Championship with Canada last year, and carried his team. I mean, I didn't really like necessarily blow everyone else out of the water, but he was leading in points and was really close to setting a rookie record in points. And I mean, during his season, so he played in the Western Hockey League. He's from Vancouver, grew up around the Vancouver area. So he's playing up in the WHL, right? Or he was this year. And in 57 games, he had 71 goals, 72 assists, so 143 points in 57 games. And this kid is 17 going against like 21-year-olds and stuff. So like totally dominating his age group, and age is well above him. So he's, I mean, NHL ready just from the stats. I mean, it just shows like this kid's ridiculous. He did make it to the playoffs in the Western Hockey League, but there's only so much he can do in the playoffs. You know, it's a whole different game.
Yeah.
But he took them first round. They went to 7 games, and he put up 23 points. I think he had nine goals, 14 assists in 7 games, which is ridiculous, like for a playoff. You know, people aren't even touching
All right,
that
well, sounds
right
like
now.
in short, it sounds like I'm going to be watching some Blackhawks games.
I mean, you better be.
Will he play right away?
Missing out. So yeah, the idea is that
Will he play right away?
Yeah, the idea is that he's going to come play for us next year, and which is great because keeping him on our rookie contract would be huge for the next 3 years, and hopefully bring in some massive free agents, some big names to come surround him and make him even better while he's on that rookie contract, so that we don't have to pay him necessarily that much after that's done. But I mean, even if like I was worried the Hawks weren't going to get the first pick, and this draft in the past 3 or 4 years, I think this draft has the most potential. And these players are all just studs. Like the second pick is Adam Fantilli. He's coming out of Michigan. Great hockey player. I think he's like 6'2", skates really fast. He just hustle player. He makes a lot of moves that in tight spots that other players wouldn't be able to do. So I mean, it's a loaded draft. So any team, you know, they're going to get their guy, and it's really exciting to see because it's just it only makes the league more exciting, and that's one thing hockey needs is just more recognition and
Yeah.
just yeah, they need to just put the sport out more and allow people to really watch it because
Yeah.
it's a great sport to watch, and especially
Yeah.
now
And
the
I remember,
playoffs are unbelievable.
Yeah, I remember especially like going to the Hawks parades and like went to a couple of the Stanley Cup games back in the day, and like that stuff was so much fun. And the great part about it is that the whole city unites around it. I remember 2010, I was watching it at our mutual friend Harry's house
Yeah.
way back in the day in 2010. And literally like as soon as Kane scores that goal and they show like the second replay, which makes it clear that it like actually went in.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear like fireworks and like people yelling all across the city and
Yep.
like the whole city. It was like the Cubs thing was like a very uniting thing, but the Blackhawks, just because there's so many Sox fans and everything, was
Right.
like crazy. I think 100% if the Bears ever do anything, the city like will like it's already like burning as Kanye and
But in a
Future
bad way.
as Kanye and Future let us know.
Yeah.
But and it would actually be burning in a good way if the Bears actually did shit. But if the Hawks did too, or the Bulls, like that's such a big time thing for the city. So having a guy like this, where it's like has not from Chicago, obviously, but has the potential to be like D Rose level, or just more simply like a Kane or a Taze level,
Mm-hmm.
like that's what you wait every fucking 10 years to get is a
Right.
generational guy.
I know.
And
Yeah.
the Bulls
We
have
went
been
2 months without a
yeah.
star. It was so tough. You know, Kaner left, and you know, there's no star there anymore. Taze is gone, so we were really down
Wait,
bad
so
for 2 months, and
what
then
did we get?
getting
What did we
Bedard.
get back? What did we get back for Kane? Anything?
We got some picks. We got just more draft capital, which is we
Okay.
have 11 picks this year in the draft, so we're gonna
How many
go.
rounds are there?
There's 7 rounds in the
Oh,
NHL
nice.
draft.
Okay.
I think we have. I'd have to look it up, and don't quote me on it, but we have 2 first rounds, 3 seconds, two fourths, 3 fifths, a sixth, and a seventh. So I
Wow.
mean, we're
Pretty damn
loaded.
good.
Yeah, we're loaded. And then the next year we have 9 picks. I mean, Kyle
Yeah.
Davis, the GM, the new GM, he's doing such a great job. I mean, just moving around the people that he needed to last year and getting all the draft capital, and really making sure, you know, we were a terrible team
Yeah.
tank tank for Bedard. It ended up working. So I mean, I'm
All
happy.
right. All right. Okay, so after Bedard, I would say, how are you feeling about these Cubbies? Because I mean, it's nothing great, but it's not anything bad either. Like it's just
Oh
like a
yeah,
typical like middle of the road like casual cup. That's how I would describe it.
it's
It's the casual cups.
yeah. Well, I would say, you know, they started off the year super hot and sort of gave a little false hope to the Cubs
Yeah,
fans. And the North Side really appreciates good baseball when they see it. So, and they've continued to play like they're in games every game. So, I mean, it's fun to watch. They're pulling up a young stud, Morel. They already pulled him up, but
yeah.
been
I
going
love I
crazy.
love I
So.
love Chris is my boy.
Yep. So he's lighting it up. It's always fun to watch him, and I think just in general, the sport has done a lot better this year.
Oh my god,
Just from
it's not
the
even funny. The games are like I've never had this much like consistent fun, even in like losing efforts
right,
as I do when I go
yeah,
to.
yeah, and I mean, just in general, like the rule changes that they made, I think really helped. You know, the
Yeah, big time.
viewers. You're not spending 7 hours at Wrigley Field when you go. It's more of
Yeah.
you can go to a game at night and be home by 11.
Well, you're still, yeah. I mean, you're still kind of spending 7 hours around Wrigley, but you're
You
not
can
at the
be
stadium.
around, yeah,
You're
but you're
not, yeah,
not.
you're not at the stadium the whole time.
Right, exactly. That's what I meant more.
Yeah,
That was more along the lines of what I meant. But yeah, I I wasn't expecting them to do anything crazy. You know, we're in the middle of rebuild.
I don't think anybody was.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with what's going on. It's just tough.
Again, it's the casual Cubs, you know.
Yeah, and the only thing I really think they need to fix is their bullpen. Of course, that's just usually how it goes.
Shocker, yeah.
They're always up in like the 5th or 6th inning, and then sure enough, some bum comes in, throws a couple shells, and all of a sudden we're down 2 runs in the top of the 9th. So they're always chasing their tail then. But honestly, like we'll figure it out. I like David Ross. I have tweeted out a couple times, I think, this year, maybe a little drunk, but I had some words for David Ross, but I always take him back the next day, just thinking about
because he's a good guy. He's a family man.
Great guy, great smile.
Yeah, great. That either the mean mug or the great smile.
It goes full circle. It really does.
It really does. So, okay, the thing I want to end with here, Jack, because I don't want to bore too many people, is both you and I. People. No, I'm not, of course, but we're getting in the weeds here. So, you and I have had many battles on the 2K courts, both in blacktop and in regular play now.
For sure.
I'm gonna go as you go. Give me your blacktop lineup if it was like all time showdown, like Game 7 of a series.
5v5. Right, what are you doing? 3v3.
We're doing 5s.
5s. All right, I'll go.
And we'll go point, shooting guard, back and forth.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
You're giving me first pick?
Yeah. Duh.
All right. First pick at point guard, I'll take Prime D Rose.
Fuck you. That's the right answer. All right. Well, give me Steph.
Steph, okay.
Give me 16 Steph.
You want to do that? I'll go Clay.
Actually, no. Current. Sorry, and you got to give years too. Current Steph.
Okay, I'll go 2016 Clay.
At shooting guard, really? Give me Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
That's fine.
Actually, sorry. 1999 Vince Carter.
That's okay. Yeah, that's better. I was gonna say you would pick Jordan.
No. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, I'm used to doing these type of blacktop games with like scrubs who like pick all time squads.
That's fair. All right. Next pick we'll go Denver Mello.
Fuck you again. Another pick stolen. This is what I'm saying, people. Me and Jack. I learned a lot from the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you're forcing me to go with 07 LeBron.
Okay, that's fine. I have someone with my next pick that can lock that guy down in a heartbeat.
You know what? I'm gonna switch it up on you just because I can tell who you're gonna pick, and I can't have you steal another one. I'm gonna pick current Giannis Antetokounmpo. Thank you very much.
All right, that's fine. I still have someone that can clamp him. That's totally fine.
Doubt it.
And you really did not know who I was picking with this one, and it flew over your head, and I'm surprised. But I'm going with the big bad Boris Diaw.
I was thinking center because we're in the small ball age, but
no, he's a power forward though.
Yeah, he is a power forward. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's hard for me to argue. So yeah, Boris.
And the thing is, like, for
maybe the greatest French big man of all time, like better than Gobert.
For sure. Yeah, 100%.
Greatest Frenchman. I mean,
Tony Parker. Tony Parker, probably.
No. I mean, there's Tony Parker. There's King Louis. There's like Jean-Baptiste Point-du-Sable, founding Chicago and all that. And then
you're just saying in general, greatest Frenchman. I would put him up there.
Yeah, no, he's in the convo for sure.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. And for people who don't understand, a little disclaimer: Boris Diaw, for some reason, I'm just disgusting with Boris in 2K, and it's almost like I'm just walking dogs. It's that easy. But
to be fair, I'm the same way with Mr. JJ Redick.
But not as good. Not as good.
No, not as good. But he had a couple 40-point games back in the day.
Yeah. Boris threw up 70, I think, a couple times. There's a few pictures we could dig into. I'll try
in the archives. Back on Burger Day.
Back on Burger Day, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Who's your center?
Well, you got to go power forward.
Giannis.
You said Giannis for your small forward.
No, I said LeBron.
Oh,
I have Steph, Vince, LeBron, Giannis.
Okay. All right, so we need someone to lock that down. Who are we thinking? Oh, Who are we thinking? I'm not thinking. Shaq Magic. This is the lock. Shaq Magic.
I might have.
There's no one that can touch that guy. You know that too.
Prime Hassan Whiteside would beg to differ. 2016, Hassan Whiteside
Not a
dropping
chance.
20 and 15 and 3 blocks like it's nothing, baby.
Not a chance.
That guy, oh my God. If we talk to another one of our mutual friends, Matthew O'Connor, and you said and you were disrespecting Hassan Whiteside like this in public, he would be grotesquely disgusted at this notion.
I'm sure people in Miami call that guy a clown to this day.
Trust me, I'm here right now. He's a legend. There are murals. You can't walk down the street and people aren't like pray to him here. It's crazy.
Yeah,
He built this Heat culture.
Yeah, he did.
It was LeBron, and then it became Hassan, and then into Jimmy.
It was always D-Wade. It was always D-Wade.
I mean, he passed the torch to Hassan, though.
That's fine, but never say LeBron. No, I don't think.
No, I agree. Yeah, fuck LeBron.
Yeah. You can't put that. That's D-Wade country right there. You can't touch LeBron.
Yeah,
I couldn't agree.
Jack Riley, first guest in the history of pod history.
It's been a fucking pleasure. I'll say that.
As always. All right. Love you, brother.